Hey, it's Mikey Mike. Hey, we are kiteboarding at Lake Isabella once again. It is May 1st, 2021, and this was kind of a weird session actually. The winds were supposed to be up in the afternoon, but my buddy Mike Joy had a 3-hour session before I even got there, and here he is launching my kite for me. I appreciate that. And if you're in Isabella, so if you don't launch from your car, it's best to go way into the water and then launch your kite. But keep your hand in your quick release because you're going towards vehicles and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it was pumping right there. Oh my gosh, it was pumping. So I'm going to opt for the 6'4" Edmondson's board. And you can see right there I had 3 fins on my board when I started. And I'm, waist deep in the water. And yeah, everything was going okay. But drama happens. Oh my gosh. It was a pain in the ass, or in the butt. Yeah. So I get the board on my feet and I'm ready to dive the kite and I'm going, and all of a sudden I slide out. Right here. Boom. Slide out. And I'm like going sideways. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Do I not know how to kite? And I'm like, okay, we'll trim the kite out, get some power here. And I don't know if you can see it from the kite cam perspective, but I mean, I'm out there. Everything's going good. All the fins are on my board. And I dived the kite, and I guess I pushed to try to get upwind a little bit here, and boom, the board slides out right there. And I'm like, what was that? it was almost like being on a twin tip to me. And I never have that issue with a board. But guess what? I ripped the whole fin box out of my surfboard. Not a good thing. So I'm going to have to get that repaired and get that taken care of. But you know what that made me do is force me to go strapless today. And I actually brought my Cabrina board, and I had to go strapless. So this is still the session, right? So I kept going, and I had no clue what was going on, and I'm kiting along, and I was struggling, but I was still maintaining. So I saw 2 fins in the water, a rear fin and the opposite side here that's in the water. So I think I was doing okay, but I wasn't gaining a lot of ground, that's for sure, going this direction. And I'm like, I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, Isabella, right? So, and the winds were a little weird. It wasn't too bad. They were pumping when I got there, and then it just kind of started slowly dying, and then changed directions, and a little crazy. But I got a good hour and a half session in, and yeah. So anyway, it was fun. It was fun at Isabella. It was that wasn't the problem. It was all me. It was all gear related, and then wind related. So I just went to my daughter's house in Bakersfield. Haven't seen her new house yet, and so right here I spun that board around so quick, and it was weird because there was only 2 fins pushing against the water. So this side right here, no problem. I got the back fin and the side fin going this direction, so that's going to give me a good hookup. But the winds are a little fickle right here, so I'm diving the kite pretty hard, and then all of a sudden I get the wind, and we're moving, and I'm cutting up wind, and everything's fine, everything's normal. I'm heading towards the beach. I'm like, nice little down loop transition. And then you get to this side and everything gets squirrely again. I'm like, what the heck? I can't hold my edge, can't cut up wind. I had no clue what was going on. I just thought I was retarded. So I'm like, all right, well, keep pressing on. We'll figure this out. And I had a inclination that I was missing a fin, but I wasn't quite sure, and I don't know why I didn't look. But you know what? It helps with your skill set if you try different things, right? So hey. And the wind was pumping pretty good early. Yeah, it was nice. I was having a great time. So we're on the 11 meter Switchblade and the 6.4 Edmondsons right now. And just chose to bounce off the board and like I typically do, just mowing the grass. And this is where I kind of figure it out, because I lose the board, it flips over, and I look and I'm like, oh, there's no fin. I drag back to the board and you can see there's no fin, and you can look real close and there is just a little bit of fin missing. See, just a little bit of area missing. But when I show you the picture, the whole flipping side of the board is gone. So I guess between when it ripped off and kiting back to the beach from this position right here, it pulled out a whole nother layer of fiberglass. So not a good thing. I don't know how much water it crammed up in my board either. So well, as soon as I figured it out, it's time to go change boards. I mean, we're doing good on this side here. I wish I had just kept going, but having fun still, having fun. Just cruising along, everything's fine. I get up back in towards the shore here. No issues whatsoever on the two fins on this side. So if you're out about this deep here, you got to kick the board off and then you're going to land your kite way out in the water. There was tents and all kinds of crazy stuff, and the wind's changing direction. So this is typically where I launch the kite, and when I go to land, I'm like, oh wait, wow, it's way over these tents here. So I have to like go backwards and finally get into the right lands position. So I grabbed the strapless surfboard. This is a 510, just a regular surfboard. Bought off eBay or Facebook or something like that for $60. And I figured if I was going to try strapless, if I lost the board, hey, I lost $60. It's better than $1,000 or whatever a surfboard costs nowadays, kite surfboard. So I'm not jumping or anything like that, so I think this is going to be fine. And this thing can hook up and move, and it has a lot of flotation, which is awesome. So I'm out here by the islands, and I can see it's getting a little light on one side, so I'm trying to stay away from the shallows. Trying to rip off more fins. And this is kind of a wind shadow area here, so I gotta be careful. But I'm strapless, and this is cool. So repower the kite up because I know I'm going to change directions. I just kind of hop off and I try to make sure that I don't hit my chicken loop or a quick release with that surfboard, because I've done that a couple times and that's not fun. And all I got to remember is keep my foot way back on that foot pad back there. That is the key, so I don't nosedive this thing. That was my lesson from Long Beach last weekend. So swing. I'm still doing the swing the foot up and then push the board away trick. And then I try to move the foot back, and then I got the foot back, and then dive the kite. And it's a little tricky wind zone here, so I gotta go downwind just a bit. We're still working. It's still working out okay, and then all of a sudden it's powered up, getting around this island here, and it's nice and smooth behind the island. It's really cool. And but I'm strapless, yeah, and moving out, and then the waves start picking up a little bit right past the island. But I'm cutting up wind really well compared to the Edmondson's board, where I was having some problems. This thing is super lightweight and it's super fun. Strapless is so much fun, oh my gosh. And I tried so hard to switch my feet today and it just did not work out. But I'm thinking about it. I'm working it. Only did a few transitions today. I didn't want to get too crazy. Isabella's a little tricky, and I was a little sketched out because I didn't want to end up down in the boneyard. And you never know what's going to happen with the winds on, off, and gusty and craziness. But getting the feet up on the board and trying to slide the seat back and keeping them on the edge, and then working my foot forward. But not doing too bad. I mean, I thought I was doing pretty good for strapless for my first attempt at Lake Isabella. You know, that's not too bad. Kind of held my own if I pat myself on the back a little bit there, but yeah, it was a necessity. I mean, I could have pulled the other 5.7 Cabrina board out, but this one has just a little bit more flotation. The winds were a little bit light at this time. And I'm on the 11, and I could tell that it was doing some weird stuff because it was, it was hitting really hard earlier, and then it started changing. So if I would have got there about 2 hours earlier, it would have been great. But after this, we all sat around the beach. The winds just shut off, and a little bit later here in this session, I'm like, uh-oh, I got to get back quick. And sure enough, I made it back fast enough, and yeah, it was all good. So foot on the edge of the board here, try to get it to kind of push against the board and then wiggle it to the center. Even did the down loop transition with the strapless here. Yeah, it's tons of fun. Lake Isabella is a little tricky spot. It's a little gusty. And what that does is get your skill level up for just about any other place you can go. So, you know, I say if it's gusty, people say it's gusty. It's not Isabella gusty because it can get crazy here. Although today wasn't too bad. Just the wind kind of shut off, so that sucked. Kind of made for a short day. So sorry if these videos are a little bit long. You know, I make these videos for myself, and you guys can come along for the ride if you like. Make sure you leave some comments down below. Give me some tips or pointers, or you know, any fails that you might have had in your learning sessions here. Definitely will help me out, especially like how in the heck did I rip that fin off just by kiting? But I guess it happens. Yeah, the 11 was a little underpowered a lot of times, and then a couple times was, yeah. But if I don't have to trim the kite in that much, it's, especially at Isabella. A lot of times on a 9, and I'm all the way trimmed in. But I was at 227 pounds today, down from 280, so definitely makes kiting a lot easier, especially getting my fat butt up on this strapless board, that's for sure. And I got so much more stamina, I could have kept going for another hour. Well, it just ran out of wind, and that really sucked, because I was having a good time. So I really need to work on my transitions and just switch my feet, and I should probably do more transitions way out here, but it's all side shore, and if you look straight down at those mountains, that's where you're gonna end up if something goes wrong. So, you know, I'd rather side on the side of caution and just, you know, enjoy myself and just mow the grass. And you know, because I ended up by those mountains, even right, you know, 5 feet off the shore one time. So, but yeah, it's all good, because this side shore just it's not user friendly. Like in Long Beach, you'll get blown back to the shore eventually, but you know, here you're gonna have a swim, and there's not a lot of room to swim because it kind of curves around, so you're just getting further out and out and out. So yeah, no fun. I always have an inflatable life jacket with me, and yeah, I just try to do the best I can. So I think we're going to do a little transition here. So down loop, bottom turn. And now what I'm trying to do is try to figure out how to switch my feet. I'm like, okay, I'm here. How do I get the kite over my head and then lift me up and switch my feet? And it was a poop show, that's for sure. And it did not work. It wasn't bad. I mean, my struggles weren't bad, but it definitely wasn't successful. So here we go again. Down loop, bottom turn. Make the transition, and then I'm kind of going downwind, and I'm trying to figure out how to switch my feet. And I can't fix into my brain how to do it prior to the down loop. I just don't know how to do that. So, but this is where it got a little crazy here. The winds are starting to shut down, I can tell, and having a little struggles. So I get going out, and everything's fine, and then kind of about where that orange kite is. Yeah, when I gotta dive the kite to hit the bottom of the water, we have no power. It's time to get back in quick. Everything is doing great right here, and then all of a sudden, no wind. Holy cow. So you can see me just diving the kite hard, diving it super hard, and I'm like, I'm running out of wind here, like almost tomahawking it right into the water, but I know there's no wind. So it's time to get back to shore quickly. Working the board, working the kite at the same time, and it's going all over the place, and it's back stalling, and holy cow. Make it to back to the launch area here, and now this is where it was like the wind shifted, and as I said before, I thought it was like, you know, over the tent, or I was in the same spot. Now the kite's completely over these two tents, so I have to start walking down the beach to get somebody to land my kite. And fortunately, there were some great guys on the beach, Mike, Joy, and Scott. A whole bunch of other guys were out there, and Doug. They were helping out so much. And then Mike, somehow the kite shifted on him, and he ended up grabbing the tail, and it just like, hey, I guess it's already landed itself. So he got it secured up for us, and you know, that was the session for the day. So it's Mikey Mike. Leave some comments down below. Great session kiting in Lake Isabella. Hopefully you can join us and come on out. It's a lot of fun. Do some camping, and yeah. All right, man. Peace.